Right on, brother. And you'll be glad to know I'm 62.
And the other comment on healthcare, I have been around the new hospital in Winchester. It's a beautiful hospital. It's operating very efficiently. My son has been there for 3 weeks. I have a friend that has an elderly father that's 80. He's in taking up a hospital bed. That lady has waited 4 months and went to 10 nursing homes, and there's no place they can place this man. And these valuable beds are being held up because they're rejecting people. They have people in the halls of this new hospital, but beds are closing. What's the matter with the healthcare policies in this province?
Well, okay. Actually, I think it'll dovetail nicely on the next question because he showed me what he was going to ask me, so we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Okay, but if I can just give one comment. But just one comment about these older people and how difficult they're finding. We just got a report on Wednesday from food bank usage across Ontario, and food bank usage is up 28% in the last 2 years. But the group that has the largest increase in food bank usage is people over 65 years of age, has gone from 5% to 25% of those who are going to the food bank. That's a 5-fold increase in 2 years of seniors requiring to go to the food bank. So you're absolutely right. That's what we're going to have to look at that and look at that fast.
Trevor.
Yes, what you were speaking about is what I was going to ask about, because it isn't that the availability of long-term care beds or nursing home beds is of particular concern in the rural areas here. Just yesterday, I was talking to the widow of an acquaintance of mine, and she told me that when her husband had to go into a nursing home 2 years ago, he had to go into a home 40 miles from where he lived. For elderly relatives and friends, such a distance makes visiting very difficult. One consequence of this state of affairs is something that you just referred to, that acute care beds in Winchester Hospital are taken up by patients who do not need hospital care, that should be in nursing homes, but there's nowhere to place them. Yet, we are told that in the area of Eastern Ontario, the vast area of Eastern Ontario, we have more long-term care beds in comparison with our population of seniors than the average for Ontario as a whole. Therefore, we do not qualify for more beds. Worse still, for our English-speaking clients, the concentration of beds is in Prescott Russell, the Francophone area, which makes those beds culturally less suitable for many people in our local rural areas. And I'd like to hear what you have to say about this whole problem.
Well, thanks for the question, Trevor. And we had a little time to discuss this last night. And what's going on is that the government has taken it upon itself. As the seniors critic, I see this going on. Howard Hampton got up in the House there a couple weeks ago, and he had the same issue with a family. Their mother was being transferred actually 110 kilometers away from her loved ones, her family, because there was no beds available in the community. So they had to, I forget what name of the town they had to ship her to, but it was I think it was Timmins, I'm not sure, but it was a long, long way away. And that not only is a cultural shock, it's a psychological blow to the elderly person. Her loved ones will not be seeing her as much. They'll be lucky if they get down there once a month or once every 2 months because it's that far away. And they're isolated, they're afraid, and they don't last too long because they give up their will to live. That's totally wrong, unacceptable. Now getting to Trevor's question, it's a regional thing, and they base the number of beds on the region. And but sometimes they're centralized in, for instance, they may be a lot of them in Cornwall, or they may be, but the outlying communities that may be a little smaller don't have the facilities. So obviously, the only place they can put them is in rural hospitals or city hospitals until a bed becomes available. So to make a long story short, they're going to have to centralize better some of these homes, put them in areas that the families don't have to travel as far, and that the person feels more at home, so to speak. They're going to have to sink more money into more beds if it's required at the initial, because obviously baby boomers are coming up, and I'll be ready not too long from now. I hope it's long, but absolutely, and I certainly don't want to be in a home in Toronto when I live in Stony Creek. So it's a little easier for people in the municipalities or the bigger centers, but the rural is really suffering, and it's wrong, and I think they should provide homes in the area or close to the area of the individual so that they can enjoy some peace and you know, peace of mind in their latter years. So we've got to change that. We've got to work on it. It's not going to happen overnight, but it certainly has been a problem throughout our province.